welcome to the My WHIM Life Show, where we use wisdom, humor, inspiration, and motivation to help you live your best unique life. So today I'm going to talk to you just one-on-one a little bit about something that I get asked about all the time, which is morning routines. Morning routines for me are super critical for my success. I have worked very hard and tested and tried and changed and modified my morning routine to work specifically for me. I will definitely tell you that there's never going to be a pattern that works exactly for you. You're going to have to take a culmination of other people's ideas and really kind of hone it in to make it work for you. Perfect example, the cold shower thing in the morning. I'm never ever doing that. Like, I'm just not gonna do it. I have tried it. I'll never tell you that something does or doesn't work for me unless I've actually tried it. So I did the cold shower thing. I did it for a full 30 days, and it just never gave me that invigorating feeling that everybody talks about happening. So that one in particular is not for me, and that's okay. So when I was really starting to figure this stuff out and really kind of testing, I listened to a ton of YouTube videos and podcasts, or read blog articles from some of the most successful people that I know. Not even know personally, but obviously, like Tim Ferriss, who wrote the 4-Hour Work Week, or Sarah Blakely, who is the founder of Spanx, Tom Bilyeu, who has Impact University. There are so many people that I follow on a regular basis because they've already been there, done that. They have found that success. So those are some of the examples of people that I have followed and really listened to as far as what they find valuable in their morning routines as well. It's part of why I ask on other interviewees on the show, what do you do that you find success with? So what are some of your routines? What are some of your habits? Because I'm very intrigued by human nature and what works for people, what doesn't work for other people. And I'm always just gathering all of that information in order to allow me to test and try out new things so that I can be the best version of me. So take all of this just as an opportunity to test something new if it's something you haven't tried before, or as confirmation of something that is already working that you are really enjoying in your morning routine. So my morning is the same pretty much every single day of the week. Weekends are different. Some entrepreneurs are going to say, I do the same thing 7 days a week. That's not me, not realistic for my lifestyle. So I've let that go, and my Monday through Friday has a certain cadence to it, and then my weekends are completely separate cadence. It doesn't mean that I sleep in an extra 4 or 5 hours on the weekend. That doesn't work either. My schedule does stay pretty consistent within a hour and a half to 2 hours. I do get up at about the same time every single day. But during the week, it is, I get up somewhere between 6 and 6:30. I am not a 5 a.m. riser. I did do that as well. Tried that out for, I don't know, like 6 months, I think it was. Not last year, but the year before, in 2019, I did that and hit the gym at 5 a.m. 5 days a week, trying to see if that would work better in my schedule so that I could go to the gym, then focus on business once I got home and really put that first. But what I found is about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I lost all motivation and focus to do anything at all. And by about 7 o'clock, I was done for. I just couldn't focus. And unfortunately, that just doesn't work with my husband's schedule. So it just wasn't something that I could maintain long term. He is a night owl. So even though I was going to bed early, then he was coming in and disrupting my sleep, and then I would wake up and I couldn't go back to sleep. So that early morning thing just doesn't work for me either. So I ended up finding my happy spot somewhere between 6 and 6:30. I get up every morning. First thing I do is drink 24 ounces of water before I do anything else. Funny story about water. I literally hate water. It's so hard for me. Ugh, I literally hate water, which is so against everything you will ever hear. But it just is a struggle for me. It's always been a struggle for me. I'm working on it. I know it's important to keep my body hydrated. I've seen what dehydration does to people, and I definitely want to make sure that I'm really pushing that boundary as an important piece of my routine. So previously I had set myself up pretty much to fail. I had said, I'm going to drink a gallon of water every day. So to go from no water to a gallon of water every single day was more than I could deal with. Like, I just never got there and constantly felt like I was failing all the time. So I took a step back from that and said, okay, what is realistic? What small step can I take every single day that will allow me a small win that I can build on later? And if any of you have read Atomic Habits by James Clear, which I highly, highly, highly recommend, that taking that small step to have something to build on later is fundamental when you're trying to set any new habits. So always start small. So I drink that 24 ounces of water, then I get coffee, not before. So that really has become super fundamental in my daily routine. Been doing that all of 2021, and it has worked like a charm. Something that I felt was never going to be successful for me, drinking water on a daily basis, is now successful for me. I'll definitely be stepping that up and drink more water, see what other habits I can build it on so that I can get more water in on a daily basis. But for this time period now, I'm successful doing that 24 ounces first thing in the morning. Now, do I get other water? Of course I do. Like, I try to drink a glass of water before I eat a meal. I, have water in my coffee. So I'm just allowing that to count for now. We're working for progress, not perfection, people, progress. So that's where I am right now. So that water and coffee happen every single morning. And then my favorite time of the day comes right after that, which is when I do my Wendy's Wisdoms. Now these, I do a lot of pre-scheduling for social media for a lot of different purposes. However, my Wendy's Wisdoms are never pre-scheduled. I do those organically every single day of the week. So weekends off. That's where that difference comes in. I like that because then it doesn't feel like something I have to do. It feels like something that I want to do. So I generally get up in the morning and either I've already thought about something that's on my mind, or a particular word will come to mind. It's usually some kind of a divine inspiration of some kind, and that's usually where I start. Sometimes I'll know the quote right off the back of my mind. I'll know exactly what it is the quote that I want to use, whatever it is that I want to say, and it comes very organic. Sometimes I just have an idea and then I build off of that. So say I have someone in my life or someone, there's something that I am struggling with and it has to do with, giving myself grace for needing downtime. So if I have that thought, but I can't think of a specific quote or something ideally that I wanted to say, then I'll do some searching and say, okay, grace for downtime, or, whatever that conversation may be that I need to have. So I'll talk a little bit about that. or I'll do some searching a little bit on that and come up with a quote or an idea to kind of fuel me in moving forward. So those I write that at that moment, and that's my first post and first thing that I do every single day. It really wouldn't matter to me if no one ever liked it or commented or what have you. And some days there's hardly no activity, but those moments are the opportunity for me to learn more about what is on my mind. They're an opportunity for me to reflect on how I feel about a particular subject. And I just love being able to share that with other people and have that impact their lives in a positive way. So that's how I start every single day. Next, after the note that I write every day, then I go through and I write my goals for the day. I use a specific planner. I do use Michael Hyatt's Full Focus Planner. It gives me a ton of prompts and lots of room to write. And I really dig having the task list and my calendar and an opportunity to write what I'm grateful for and focus on the 9 pillars of my life. I have some specific things that I keep track of and goals that I have for different areas of my life. And the Full Focus Planner really allows me to do that. So I have my top 3 goals that I list, and then I have an opportunity to write other tasks that I really need to get done that day. It's not a master task list. It doesn't go on for, several pages. It's just things that I really need to get accomplished today in order to be able to move the needle forward. So a lot of that has to do with content writing. I have a section every day where I write or study something. So I'll put a focus in there specifically for that write and study time. And then what other prospecting tasks I need to achieve or interview tasks I need to achieve go in those top 3 must-dos. And then I rewrite my schedule. So I do use my phone for my calendaring. It allows me to set reminders, and so that I have bells and whistles and all of the things that you need to have to remind you of what's going on in your day. But I take the time to look at my schedule and I rewrite it out in a physical form. There's a lot of science behind what the chemical reaction and what happens in your brain when you write something down, and how that solidifies the neural pathways in your brain. So I really find that is a powerful exercise. I rarely miss appointments as long as I've got them in my phone and I write them down on my calendar. That way I make sure that I've got drive time set aside, that I'm making time to eat every day, because that is hard, people. Remembering to eat when you're busy is hard. So make sure that you make time to eat every day. I also write down wake up, water. I literally write that in my calendar every single day. Wake up, water. So that I don't miss that, or it's always a conscious behavior every single day. Once I've gotten through writing my schedule, then I go through and write down at least 3 gratitude statements. Sometimes it's more if I've got something particular on my heart that I just want to make sure that I'm feeling gratitude about. I want to make sure that I recognize and acknowledge that. And then I write down the information on my goals under my 9 pillars. These are more annual goals or lifetime goals or whatever, I have on my agenda in that. But we'll talk more about those pillars in another video. So once I'm done with that process, getting through the goals and the gratitude statements and things like that, then it is an opportunity for me to meditate. So all of that stuff that is running around like crazy in my brain that I've just written down and scheduled, this is my opportunity to bring it all back down to center, to really focus on what is important. And if there is something in that schedule or something on my task list that I am really concerned about, that I feel any fear around or any anxiety around, I will absolutely focus on that during my meditation time. Either I'll find a guided meditation that focuses on that particular area, or I will really just focus on what the outcome is that I want to have on that in that particular event, and I'll do some meditation on that. That's usually somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes that I meditate. Once I'm done with meditating, then I take 30 minutes to read. This is something that has been instilled in me since I listened to Jim Rohn back in the 90s. He always said, if you can't find 30 minutes to read and better yourself, educate yourself, increase your knowledge every single day, then you are doing something wrong. So when I heard that, it really stuck with me. So finding that 30 minutes every single day has been a mega priority for me for years and years. I am constantly reading. Typically finish somewhere between 20 and 24 books a year, depending on the length of the books. So that's an absolute must for me. So I do that reading time, and then that's when I get up, get out of my chair, get down either to my treadmill or put my shoes on and go around the neighborhood if the weather is nice, and I do some kind of cardio to get my heart rate up for about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how much time I've got left, or if I read for too long, because that happens to me all the time. I'll get very into what I'm reading and I won't want to quit when the buzzer goes off. So then I do some cardio of some kind for 20 or 30 minutes, and after that it is time to shower, get ready, and get inspired. When I walk into that bathroom, I have already chosen some kind of a podcast or a YouTube video or something inspirational to listen to while I'm getting ready. There's never any dead time. The quiet just doesn't necessarily work for me unless I am focused on a spreadsheet or logistical type of a project. Then I need some quiet time. But yeah, shower, get ready, get inspired. So that really kind of sums up all of my morning routine. I know it probably sounds like a lot, especially if it's not something that you have in place at all right now, and that's totally okay. There's really no reason you should be doing all of that unless it's something that is tried and tested and that you love to do. I personally absolutely love my morning routine. I love what I've got set up. It hasn't always been that way, and I anticipate that it will change in the future based on what I'm trying to focus on or what my needs are or really where I want to go. So really, to sum up my morning routine, I have wake up and drink my water, get my coffee on, do my Wendy's Wisdoms note for the day, write my goals, go through my meditation practice, read, cardio, shower, get ready, and get inspired. So that is my morning routine. It typically takes me about 2.5 hours to get through that whole process. So my work day typically starts around 9:30. That's when I actually start accomplishing the tasks that I have set out to accomplish. So that is how I do it. I would love for you guys to post in the comments what you do in your morning routine. Maybe it's something I haven't tried yet and I absolutely want to. Or maybe you are inspired by some of the things that I do. I'd love to hear comments on that too. I will be doing more videos like this where it is just me sharing the things that I get asked on a regular basis with you. So let me know, subscribe below, let me know you love the content, and there will be more to come. Thank you so much for tuning in to the My WHIM Life Show today. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a moment of the goodness.